Hello everyone, it's that time of year where students and especially Leaving Certs are looking to plan the next few weeks so as to maximise their marks. Mocks, memorisation, oral exams, it can seem so overwhelming, and how do you keep everything in proportion as you study? Well, in this video I introduce OLGA, OLGA, a 4-part framework that I use to do just that. I'll explain each part in less than a minute, and along the way I'll let you know where you can find some great study resources. So O stands for oral work, and this really is the most important part. German is a language, and as I often say to students, you cannot speak a language without words. The oral exam is worth about 25% at higher level and 20% at ordinary level, which may not seem like much, but the work that you put into the oral exam will trickle into the other parts of the exam. The oral is the easiest part to prepare for. There are about 8 main areas that you should write individual responses to for the oral. My website handouts.ie has lots of good resources that you can use to prepare for the picture story and role play elements. So put the oral as a priority and practice spoken German in every school day. Next comes L for Lesen, or reading comprehension. Now, unlike the oral component, many students find this daunting and so they avoid it. The number one reason for this, I believe, is that it can be hard to get started. Really, with the reading, it all comes down to details. You need to know the vocabulary. Now, you can learn this in sections, for example, verbs, adjectives and adverbs, themes. But if you're stuck for time, I recommend that you use the vocabulary sheets for higher and ordinary level that are available on my website. Find the gaps in your learning and memorize the words that you don't know. You have to see reading comprehension as a long-haul investment that will pay off on the day of the exam. And remember, it's all about the details. Students aiming for a H1 should fill in all of the lines on the answer boxes to give themselves the very best chance. This brings us to the G of OLGA, which stands for Grammatik, by which I mean grammar and writing, the letter and Äußerung zum Thema. Now, this is the one part of the exam where you really benefit from having a good teacher who can make it easy to grasp the basics. Grammar is the skeleton of the German language, and good grammar can help build your confidence in writing short, colourful sentences in a variety of tenses. The good news is that there are only about 8 to 10 main areas in grammar at Leaving Cert level, and you can really ace the Angewandte Grammatik, that's the applied grammar section, if you put in the effort. When it comes to writing German, practice is key. Get your teacher to correct your written work as much as possible. Don't use translation software, and add idioms and colourful phrases to your written work to really make it stand out. Finally, the last letter in OLGA stands for Aural, that is listening comprehension. This is the one part of the exam that I would say is very difficult to cram for. You simply can't do it the night before. You have to start early. And all the more so because it functions as a type of H1 filter, to use that terrible phrase. If you don't get above 70 out of 80 in the Aural paper, you will find it very difficult to achieve a H1. You must be familiar with the basics, the numbers, alphabet, German state and city names. These really are essentials. Use what you can to get started. Past papers, scripts to build vocabulary, and even the CDs with your German textbook. What I say to students is begin and eventually it will click. You have to take a leap of faith and jump into the deep end if you want to learn how to swim, and so it is also with the Aural. You have to begin and eventually it will get easier over time. So all the very best with your planning. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about the OLGA study plan in the chat, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.